going on, everybody? Just doing a quick update since my last video. When we went to the track, we were having all the issues with all the different steps I was having to do now, adding the air to water cooler, and the pump and tank for that. I had a clip in my last video showing like all the steps that I would have to do before my pass, so we'll enter some of those clips as I go through this explanation of the things that I've done to improve it. One of the first things I would have to do when I turned the ignition switch on was I would have to reconnect my Holly to the dash that I was using. At the time I was just using a tablet with Windows, and it was a cheap alternative and it was a nice big screen, but every time you would move up to the next position in the lanes, in the staging lanes, or if someone broke in front of you and you had to turn the truck off or restart the truck for any reason, you had to reconnect that every time. And you would also have to manually select if you wanted the tablet to do a data log. So now I went ahead and purchased one of the little 3.5 screens, the Holly screen or the Holly dash, and so that took care of one of the first problems that I was having, actually the first and the second in that clip. Then I also had an issue with having to turn my ice box on before each pass, which I did with that switch right there. And so what I ended up doing is going into the Holly, I put it on its own output with a 12-volt relay. And so now anytime I'm over 95% on my throttle, it automatically will engage that pump and keep it on. No, I'm sorry, 90%. So I have room to pedal, but after 90%, pump comes on automatically, so I don't have to do that anymore. So pretty much now, when I get in the staging lane and I'm strapped in, the only thing I have to worry about doing, just making sure that I get the CO2 bottle turned on. And everything else is controlled by the Holly. All of the other steps that I was having to do, I don't have to do that any longer. So I've got all of this here. This is another issue that I'm facing. So every time I would go to the track or go out on the street and I would make a pass or go race, I would come back, bring the truck into the garage, and after 3 or 4 days, I'd go to start the truck. It would run like crap. One bank would be super lean, one would be super rich. It was chasing itself all the time. And then I would pull out the injectors, which you can see I have my injectors out here, the Snake Eater 1500s. I would pull those out and I would put them over in my injector cleaner there, and some of them would be stuck shut, some of them would be stuck open, some of them would work fine, but all of them would have this jelly, almost a translucent, gluey type stuff in the injector. So I would clean them up, flush them out, run them through all the different settings, and I would get them all cleaned up and be good to go. Then I'd put them back in, start the truck, go race, or do some tuning, whatever it is that I do. 3 or 4 days later, see the same problem again. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get rid of all of my AN lines, similar to what I did with my CO2 lines and all of my boost control stuff and boost reference lines, where I went with the aluminum hard lines, and I got rid of all of the rubber lines. So I want to do the same thing with my fuel system. So I've got everything I need to do that, and I get all of this stuff. I get the line from Speedway Motors, and I get these from Racetronics. They're really cheap. The more you buy, the cheaper they are. So I'll have 10 AN going into both of my pumps, coming out of my pumps and going into both of my 100 micron filters, and then from the 100 micron filters I will be 8 AN from both of those filters going up to both of my 10 micron filters right before my fuel system into my fuel rails, coming out the other side of the fuel rails, going into my regulator, and then coming out of the regulator I'm going to have an 6 AN line as my return going back to the tank. That's copying exactly what I have now, just with the hard lines and getting rid of the AN lines. That I don't know if it's the inside of the lines that are breaking down, which I kind of hope it is, but I'm having a lot of problems, and it seems like it's gotten progressively worse over the years. This is about the 3rd year I think I've had the truck on ethanol and had it running, and it seems like it's gotten worse. Before it would be, I could take the truck out a couple of different times or whatever and may not see the issue, but now it seems to be getting worse. So hopefully I can make a video. The next video will be of redoing my fuel system with these lines, just show how easy it is, and it's actually really affordable when you compare it to AN lines. I think for all of these fittings and all of this line, I believe I have about 150, 160 bucks and everything. So compared to what I spent on AN fittings and AN lines, it's pretty reasonable. So that's just a quick update of what we've got going on. I wish I was sending you more videos of racing from the track and from the street and doing all that stuff, but everything's just locked down and nobody's doing anything. So as soon as I get a chance to do another video of the install of these lines and maybe taking it out and getting some passes on the street, I'll get that updated to you. Till then, please subscribe and like, make comments below. Just keeps me up the list a little bit on the YouTube deal. And any information or feedback that you guys want to give, you can definitely put something in the comments.
pretty good pass.
They didn't give you no time on the board.
They probably had it marked as no time for the VIP guys.
10-7? Good shit, brother.
Good, bro.
Yeah.
It felt solid all the way through.
Yeah, it looked good. Did that beat get you?
Oh yeah, he left way before I did.
Good.
But the pass felt good.